Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in today's video, we are going to cover the topic permutations and combinations. So guys, permutation and combinations is one of the very important topics when it comes to aptitude for your placements. So make sure that you are preparing this topic well in advance. Now in this video, we are going to solve a lot of different questions based on different patterns that we are getting in this topic. Okay, so that you get a better understanding of what types of questions that can come in your examinations. See, as a first step, for this topic you should understand what is factorial. Okay, so if you have an n factorial, how can that be written as n into n minus 1 into n minus 2, so and so forth till 1, till you reach 1. Okay, now what does this mean? Now it can be a little bit confusing for some people in terms of n, so I will just show you with the value. So if I have to calculate 5 factorial, what I will do, I will just do 5 into 4 into 3 in this way until I reach 1. Okay, so 3 to 1. So this is how I calculate factorial of 5. Okay, in the same way you can calculate the factorial of any other number also. Okay, now once we have understood how to calculate factorial, let's now move on to the formula for permutations. So permutations can be written in this way. Okay, NPR. Okay, NPR, the formula I will write first. Okay, so formula is n factorial minus n minus r factorial. This is the formula for permutations. Now as I told you, you might not always remember this formula, or if you remember also, then in that case, in some cases what happens is, if you try substituting the value in this formula, it will take more time for you to solve. So let's understand what are the easiest or the quickest way to calculate a permutation. For example, if you have to calculate this permutation, okay, 6p2. So what you will do? First way is, like, you will just put it in the formula 6 factorial divided by n minus r. So this is our n. Okay, n here is 6 and r here is 2. So 6 minus 2, which will be 4, and then you will go and solving the form like factorial of it. But on the other hand, what you can do, 6 p2 is there, so what you will do is you will do 6 into 5 just 2 times. Okay, so if it is not clear with just one example, let's take one more example so that it is much clear to you. Let's have 7p3. Okay, if I have to calculate this, how I will do? Simply I will multiply 7, then 6, and then 5 just 3 times. Okay, why am I doing 3 times? Because we have this r value as 3 over here. Okay, so 7 into 6 into 5, so this will just give me the answer as my final answer. Okay, nothing in the division. You have to understand that when we are solving permutation, we don't have to put anything in the division. Okay, in this way, just in this short trick. Next is, let's take one more example, 4p2. So how we will do it? Simply 4 into 3. Okay, because 2 times is there, so 4 into 3, which will be 12. And just to verify that we are getting the same answer, let's also try this 4p2 using the formula. So formula says 4 factorial divided by 4 minus 2 factorial, which will be, so 4 factorial will be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, and then 4 minus 2 will be 2 factorial, which will be 2 into 1. So this will get cancelled. So 4 into 3 will eventually be 12 only, right? So you have observed that we are getting the same answer, just that you have to understand how we are calculating it. So the easiest way is this, that if you have 6p2, so you have to multiply 6 2 times, like 6 into 5 in this way. Okay, let's now see combinations. Okay, how can we write combinations formula? So if we have NCR, okay, so C stands for combinations over here. The formula is n factorial divided by r factorial multiplied by n minus r factorial. Okay, now this is the formula as I told you, but in finding combinations we have few of the notes that you have to remember. That first is, if anytime you get NCN value, okay, then it is always 1. Also, if you have NC0, that is also equals to 1. Now what is NCN? For example, if you have 4C4, so you do not even have to waste your time in calculating it. Okay, you can directly say it is as 1. Okay, also if you have 4C0, then also this will equal to 1. So this is the kind of, like, you have to remember this as a note, because it will make your calculations fast and easy. Next important thing, like, see, obviously one way is to calculate the NCR using this formula, but again it will take a lot of time. So how usually we calculate the combinations is, see, if we have this as the combination that we have to calculate. Okay, so first of all, let's understand that there is also one note, that is NCR is equals to NC n minus r. Okay, now what does this mean and what is the importance of it? See, NCR is also equal to NC n minus r. So what I can say is 16CR will be equals to 16C, not R but 13. So 16C 13 will also be equal to 16C 16 minus 13, which is 16C 3. Okay, why am I doing this? Because if I will just convert this 16C 13 to 16C 3, my calculations will become very easy. Okay, so I have I was given that I have to calculate 16C13. What I did, I just simplified it to this one. Now I will calculate 16C3. How will I usually calculate 16C3 is, so 16 into 15 into 14 divided by 3, 2, 1. Okay, so in this way we will calculate. In the same way, let's see if we, let's take one more value of combination and let's calculate that. So if we are given, we have to calculate 16C4. Okay, so you might think now in this case also I will do, okay, 16C and then like I will simplify it in this way, 11 minus 4, which is 7. So no, I will not do that. Why? Because it will make my calculations complicated, because I have to calculate, in this case I have to calculate 7 factorial, and calculating 4 factorial is easier than calculating 7 factorial. So you have to understand, okay, in which case you have to convert it. Okay, so you have to only convert it if it is making your calculations easy. Previously 13 factorial was very cumbersome to calculate, so we have just converted it to 3, but in this time we do not have to do it. Okay, now simply 11C4, how we will do it? 11 into 10 into 9 into 8 and divided by 4 factorial, which is 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so in the top, how many times our this value is, our value is, that much times we will multiply, and in the denominator we will just do the factorial of that number. So doing this we will get the answer of it. Okay, so the answer for this will be 330. So I hope now it is very clear for you how can we easily calculate permutations and combinations value. Now before we directly move on to the questions, one and the most important thing, that when you will be getting questions, how you will be understanding that in which case we have to apply permutation and in which case you have to apply combination. So this will be very more than clear to you when we will take up the questions now in a minute. But as a quick tip, what I will tell you is, so if you have a selection based question, okay, selection based questions, then in that case you have to always use combinations, okay, formula. And if you have a question where it is asking to arrange or arrangement based question, then in that case you have to use permutation, okay, formula. Okay, now just remember this as a, like, you know, short trick or tip in mind, and when you will be solving question you will clearly understand what this means. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's jump on to the first question. So guys, let's look at this question. The question is, from a group of 7 men and 6 women, 5 persons are to be selected to form a committee, so that at least 3 men are there on the committee. In how many ways can it be done? Okay, so guys, first of all, after reading the question, we have to understand that is this question needs to be solved using combination or permutation. So understand easily that whenever we have this type of question, that we need to select out of the given data, that is like, you know, first of all we are given the data of man and woman, and out of that we have to select it, right? So whenever selection is there, we will always do what? Combination. Okay, we will always apply combination. Okay, and in case of permutation, when that should be applied, so whenever like you have to rearrange, okay, rearrange a particular thing, then in that case we apply permutation. Okay, so now from the question itself it is very clear, since it is a selection based question, we are going to apply combination formula. Okay, what does the question says? First of all, the question says that there is a group of 7 men and 6 women, and for them we have to create, out of them we have to create a committee of how many people? 5 people. Okay, so a committee needs to be formed of 5 people, and in that one criteria is given to us that at least 3 men are there. Okay, now when I say at least 3 men, then what can be the different scenarios that can happen? See, one scenario can be 3 men will be there, so out of total 5, 3 are men, so remaining 2 will be what? Women, right? And then one other case can be at least 3, right? So more than 3 can also be there, so I am considering 4 men are there. So in that case 1 woman will be there, right? One more case can be that all 5 men we are taking, right? So in that case there will be no women, so 0 women. Okay, so these 3 different cases can happen, or different combinations can happen, and we have to find out how many ways it can be done. So see, simply if we have reduced this logic, then it will be very easy to solve this question. Let's try to solve it. So we have 7 men, out of that first case is 3 men and 2 women. So how we will select 3 men out of 7 men? So it will be written in this way: 7C3, okay, combinations, multiplied by, out of 6 women we have to select 2 women. Okay, so 6C2, this is one case, plus second condition we will write. Okay, second case, 7 men and 4 men. Okay, so out of 7 men we have to select 4 men, so 7C4 multiplied by, out of 6 women 1 woman needs to be selected, so 6C1. Okay, now plus again, and in the third case it can be like 7 men, out of that we have to select 5 men. Okay, 7C5, and I'm not writing women's one because women's we are not like, you know, choosing only. So yeah, in this way we will, what we will do is simply we will solve this equation and we will finally get our answer. Let's try to solve it. How can this be solved? See, 7c3, okay, it can be written as 7 into 6 into 5 divided by 3 factorial, so 3 2 1, okay, simply multiplied by 6c2, it can be written as 6 into 5 and 2 into 1, simple as that, plus now 7c4 we can solve it, but I have like, you know, in combinations there is this thing that NCR is equals to n, like NCR is equals to NC n minus R, okay. So when I say 7c4, this can also be equal to 7c 7 minus 4, which is 3, okay. So we can write 7c4 as 7c3 also. Now you might be thinking, why am I doing this in the first place? Okay, I am just doing this to make my calculations easy. See, if I have to solve 7c4, what I have to do? 7 like 7 6 5 and 4, right? Now 4 factorial, 4 3 2 1, right? But on the other hand, if I have to do the calculation of 7c3, what I need to do? 7 6 5 3 2 1, right? So you can observe that the calculations becomes a little bit easy. So whenever, if you have a like calculation of a greater number, you can, you know, simplify it in this way. So 7c4 I'm going to write it as 7c3 multiplied by 6c1. I'm going to keep it as it is because 1 is there, so it will be easy for me to calculate. Again here in 7c5, 5 factorial will be too much to calculate, so what I will do, 7c 7 minus 5, which will be 2, so 7c2 I will do, okay. Now we have the like more simplified equation. Now we will solve it further. So see, if you will solve this whole part, right, this first part, okay, what you will be getting is 525, okay. Now plus, let's solve this portion, okay. So 7c3 can be written as 7 6 5 3 2 1, okay, and this will be multiplied 6c1 will be simply 6, okay, plus 7c2, it can be written as 7 multiplied by 6, 2 multiplied by 1, divided by 2 multiplied by 1, okay. Further, so 525 as it is, okay, and then this, okay, we will solve 3 to the 6, it will get cancelled, so 7 into 6 and then multiplied by 5, so 6 5s are 30, 30 into 7 is 210, so this middle portion becomes 210. This we will solve, 2 3s are 6, 7 3s are 20, okay, so 21. So this will be our final like values that we will be getting. So 525 plus 210 plus 21 becomes what? 756. So the final answer that we will be getting is this one, option number D, which is 756, okay. So I hope you understood how to solve this question. It was easy only. Basically, if you have solved it once and if you have understand the pattern, then it will be very easy for you to solve, okay. So let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question. The question says, in how many different ways can the letters of the word leading be arranged in such a way that the vowels always come together? Okay, so let's see how can we solve this type of question, and this is the most asked and most common type of questions that are generally asked. So let's write the word first of all, which we have. Okay, so the word is Leading, leading. Okay, now what we are asked is, in how many different ways can the letters of the word leading be arranged? Okay, arranged means this is a permutation based questions. Okay, very clear. Permutation formula we have to apply in such a way that the vowels always come together. Okay, so we have to find the arrangement in such a way that all the vowels comes together. So let's first of all understand how many vowels are there in this one. So E, A, and then I. Okay, so there are 3 vowels. Okay, so I will write it here, E, A, I, and remaining are the consonants. So what are the consonants? Consonants are L, D, and then we have N and G. Okay, so this is the like one of the combinations. So what they are telling is that find different arrangements in such a way that this EAI or not EAI exactly, but all the vowels should stay together. Now this EAI is one such combination of vowels. What can other be? So see, there are 3 letters, right? So in 3 letters there can be 6 different arrangements which can happen. So I'll tell you what are the ones. So for example, EAI is one, then EIA can be one. Okay, then one more can be AEI, then another can be AIE, then we can have IAE and IEA. Okay, so for 3 letters we can have 6 different arrangements, right, just for the vowels. Okay, now we have to understand that whenever we have like 3 letters, it has 6 arrangement, which is 3 factorial. Okay, so now we have to find for the entire word leading. Okay, so how we will find out? See, we have to consider that this is 1 2 3 4 and this whole to be a one single letter, because we are told that the vowels should be all together, right, in your final answer. So how many letters we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we will consider 5 factorial multiplied by the arrangements of these 3 intermediate, right? So 3 factorial, right? So this, when we will solve this, we will get our answer. Okay, I hope how you have got how we have solved it. Simply we will just calculate the letters that we have in the like word. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, because this 3 always needs to be together. So that is why I am considering it as one letter. And then the internal, arrangement of this, for that I have multiplied with 3 factorial. Now let's solve it. So 5 factorial can be written as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then 3 factorial can be written as 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now 5 factorial can be, so when we will solve it, it becomes 120, and 3 factorial when we will solve it, it becomes 6. So the final answer will be 720. So the correct option will be option number C, which is option C is the correct answer, which is 720. Okay, so this is a very common asked questions. Okay, so if you have understood this question, you can solve any other question based which comes on this type of pattern. Okay, let's now move on to the next question that we have. So see guys, the next question that we have is this. Okay, the question, let's read the question first and then we will be solving it. The question says, in how many different ways can the letters of the word corporation be arranged so that the vowels always come together? So now if you will read it, it is very easy question. Let's try to solve it. So first of all, let me write the word that we have. So corporation. Okay, corporation. Okay, now let's write all the consonants together and all the vowels together. So consonants that we have are C, R, P, R, T, N, and then the vowels that we have are O, O, A, I, O. Okay, so these are the vowels that I have and these are the consonants that I have. Now as a simple rule, what we can do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, because all the vowels should come together. So I will do 7 factorial, but I also have to take care of many small things. Okay, first of all 7 factorial and then the arrangements of these internally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will write 5 factorial. And if you think that just by doing this you will get the answer, then your answer will be wrong. Okay, why so? Let me explain you. See, in the consonants we have 2 repeated ones. Okay, like R is repeated twice. So what I need to do, I need to divide by 2 factorial. Okay, just remember this, whenever this comes, this situation happens where a letter is getting repeated more than once, like twice or thrice, we will divide it by that number of factorial. For example, if the R would have came 3 times, we would have divided it by 3 factorial. Now I'll also explain you why we are doing this. Okay, so see, we have C, R, P, R, T, N. Okay, so when we will create a combination or the arrangement, we will not combination but the arrangement of words. Okay, one arrangement can be this. Okay, where this R is at first position and this R is at second position. The other arrangement can be this second R is coming first. Okay, and then this first R is coming at a later position. But in actual, if you see, both words are exactly same, right? Because see, the position of R is, first R is coming, first and second R is changing, but when we are reading the word, the sense, in the sense it is same, right? So that is why we neglect this duplicate entries. Okay, whenever there is a duplicate or a repeating letter. So that is why we are doing this 2 factorial. Okay, I hope now it is very clear why we are doing that. Now in this case also you have to take care of that. See, O is coming 3 times. So 5 also we will divide by 3 times. Okay, now our equation is perfectly fine. We just need to solve it. Let's see how we are going to solve it. See, so I am not writing it all in the expanded form. You just have to solve it. It is just simple mathematical calculation. So when you will be solving 7 factorial divided by 2 factorial, you will be getting the answer as 2520. And then this position, when you will solve it, 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial, you will get 20. So this whole, when you will solve, you will get 50400. So which is option number D. So the correct answer for this question is option number D. Okay, let's now move on to the next question. But guys, before we move on to the next question, if you are finding this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, because it really motivates me to bring more such helpful content for all of you. Okay, so guys, this is the next question that we have. Let's read the question first and then we will be solving it. The question says, out of 7 consonants and 4 vowels, how many words of 3 consonants and 2 vowels can be formed? Okay, so again, just understand that here what is being told to us is that we have some number of consonants and vowels, and we need to understand how many words of 3 consonants and 2 vowels can be formed, which means this is a combination or a selection based questions. Okay, so I already explained you that whenever we have a selection based question, it is always we have to apply combinations, okay, logic or formula. And whenever we have an arrangement based question, we have to apply permutation. Okay, so this is clearly a combination based question, so we will apply the combination formula. Let's understand how we will apply. See, out of 7 consonants we have to select 3 consonants, so it can be written in this way. Okay, 7C3 multiplied by, out of 4 vowels we need to select 2 vowels, 4C2. Okay, now you might think that just by doing this much we will get the answer. No, see, it is told as how many words, okay, can be formed. So see, first of all, for picking, out of 7 we have to pick 3, out of 4 we have to pick 2. So we have applied combinations formula, but it is also telling us that how many words can be formed. Okay, so in order to understand how many words can be formed, we have to also apply permutations. See, our final answer that we will get is of how many letters. Okay, you have to understand that. See, we are selecting 3 consonants and 2 vowels, which means the answer word that we will be getting is of 5 letters. Okay, so in order to have in order to understand how a 5-letter word is rearranged, what we do, simply permutation, which is 5 factorial. So that is why I will also multiply this equation with 5. Okay, I hope you are understanding it. Okay, because I am getting my word as a 5-letter word. Okay, and that word is just one word. In that I can also rearrange it multiple different times to get my different arrangements. That is what it is being asked here, that how many words can be created out of it or formed out of it. So that is why we are doing this 5 factorial, because this is just for selecting the words. Okay, selecting the letters out of consonants we are selecting 3, out of 4 we are selecting 2, and to find the arrangements of it we are doing 5 factorial. Okay, I think it is more than clear now. Let's solve it quickly. So 7C3 can be written as 765 and then 3, 2, 1. Okay, then this 4C2 can be written as 4 into 3 and 2 into 1, and then simply our 5 factorial can be written as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, solving this, let's see if I will solve this portion, it will come as 210. Okay, and then if I do 5 factorial, it will come as 120. Solving this, we will get the answer as 252 and 00, which is, I can see, option number C. So the correct answer for this question will be option number C. Again, these are just one pattern based question, and guys, trust me, if you have understood these patterns, you can solve different questions that comes to you, because only the values will get changed, but the concept is similar. Okay, let's now move on to the next question. The next question is this one, that is, in how many ways can the letters of the word leader be arranged? Okay, so we have a word leader. Okay, let me write it first. So arrange means we have to understand that it is a permutation based question. Now understand how many letters are there in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I will do, 6 factorial, but I also have to understand that there is 2 repeating letters, which is 1 repeating letter, which is E. Okay, so E is getting repeated 2 times. So what I have to do, I have to divide it by 2 factorial, and now I can simply solve this to get my final answer. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 divided by 2 factorial, which is 2 into 1, and this will get cancelled, and then when I will solve it, my answer will be 360. Okay, which is option number C. Answer is option number C. Again, to explain you why we are doing this divided by 2 factorial, see, we are going to have different arrangements of this letter, right? L, E, A, D, E, R. So in one of the arrangement, this is the arrangement that we will get, where this first E will be here and second E will be here. In another later arrangement, we will also have one such arrangement where this second E will come at first, and then this first E will come at a later position. Okay, but in actual, if you see, both the words are exactly same. So that is why we have to neglect or ignore or eliminate this type of duplicate arrangements which are coming. Okay, so that is why we are doing this 2 factorial. Okay, I think it is now clear. Let's now move on to the next one. So guys, so far we have seen a lot of questions. Now I have one question for you, and this is a DIY question. DIY as in do it yourself. I will not be solving this question, but if you are watching the video so far till here, you need to attempt it and write down its answer in the comment section. I will be checking your answer, and I will be answering to each of your comment whether your answer is correct or not. Let's read the question. How many ways can the letters of the word orange be arranged? Okay, so we have the word orange, and we have to understand or find out how many ways the letters of this word can be arranged, and we have the options as 120, 240, 60 and 720. So guys, make sure to attempt it and write down its answer in the comment box. So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you do, please give it a like. If you have any more doubts, please drop them in the comment section. You can also join me on Telegram and follow me on Instagram as well. You can ask your queries over Instagram DM too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss on any of the important updates or notification whenever I upload a new video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video.